Well, hello and welcome to another Digimon TCG Battle Royale. With the recent release of BT9, we could upgrade some of our older decks to be even stronger, so we'll be showing some of them, and we'll also be playing a new deck, one that finally got its time to shine with the release of the set. So this time we have Stanislav piloting the upgraded Mastemon deck, Vladislav with the updated Gallantmon deck, Stanislav with the new star of the set, the Alphamon and X Antibody deck, and I'll be playing Black War Greymon, which is also stronger now because of the new Greymon support. And without further ado, let's get into the game. I have the first move and I hatch a Koromon, evolve it into the BT5 Agumon, then into Agumon X Antibody, and I play another BT5 Agumon. With its own play effect, I reveal the top 3 cards of my deck, which are the BT5 Greymon, BT4 Agunimon, and Dark Gaia Force. I add Greymon to my hand and the rest goes to the bottom of my deck, and I pass the turn to Vladislav with 3 memory. Vladislav hatches a Gigimon, evolves it into the Gallantmon starter deck Dilmon, then into Groundmon from the same starter deck, then into Groundmon X Antibody, for which he tries to pay the evolution cost, but then remembers it's free when evolved from a Groundmon. So it's still his turn, and he goes straight for a level 5 by evolving it to War Groundmon X Antibody, giving 2 memory to Stanislav. Stanislav hatches a Dorimon, plays Schoolboy for 2 memory, with its effect revealing from the top of his deck a Doru Greymon, Alphamon Oryuken, and Acer Ryujin. He adds Doru Greymon to his hand and places the rest at the bottom of his deck. And he finishes his turn by playing Ryudamon, which also reveals the top 3 cards of his deck, those being Kongo, another Acer Ryujin, and a Grumblemon. Unfortunately, he can't add any of them to his hand, so they all go to the bottom of his deck, and it's Stanislav's turn. Stanislav hatches a Nyaramon, plays Meiko Mochizuki, another card that reveals the top 3 cards of the deck, this time being Gatomon from the Mastemon starter deck, Salamon from BT9, and Chaos Degradation. He chooses to add Gatomon to his hand and the rest go to the bottom of his deck. Whoops, I meant trash. Sorry, force of habit. Then he plays the Gatomon he just added, again revealing the top 3 cards of his deck, which are Gatomon, the starter deck Mastemon, and Makrakmon Vicious Mode. He puts Makrakmon at the bottom of his deck and adds Gatomon and Mastemon to his hand, and it's back to me with 5 memory. I move Agumon X Antibody to the battle area, evolve it into the BT8 Greymon, after which I play Nokia Shiramine, and with her effect, from my hand I play the BT8 Agumon, which reveals not 3, but 4 cards from the top of my deck, those being the BT8 Greymon, BT5 Agumon, and 2 BT8 Meton Greymons. I add one of the Meton Greymons to my hand and the rest go to the bottom of the deck. Next I evolve the BT5 Agumon into the BT5 Greymon for 2 cost, but because of Greymon's effect, since I evolved onto an Agumon, I gain back 1 memory, giving 1 memory to Vladislav. Vladislav decides to leave his Digimon in the raising area and evolves his War Groundmon into the EX2 Gallantmon, giving 3 memory to Stanislav. Stanislav evolves Ryudamon into Dex Dorugamon for 3 memory, electing not to use its effect, and instead just evolves him into Doru Greymon, also choosing not to use its when digivolving effect. So it's off to Stanislav, who evolves his Gatomon into the BT3 Lady Devimon for a reduced cost of 1 because of Gatomon's effect. With her when digivolving effect he draws 2 cards and discards 2 cards, those being Makrakmon Vicious Mode and a Chaos Degradation. Next he evolves Nyaramon into Salamon from the Mastemon starter deck and plays Makrakmon Vicious Mode from his hand for 6 memory. But he suspends Meiko to gain back 1 memory and uses Makrakmon's effect to discard a Gatomon, which allows him to delete my Agumon and reduce the DP of one of our Digimon by 3000, but it doesn't matter which one because none of them get deleted. And at the end of his turn he performs a DNA Digivolution into Mastemon. With her when digivolving effect, he places the Gatomon he discarded at the top of his security, then looks at his security and plays Magna Angemon from it. He proceeds to shuffle his security, and with Magna Angemon's own play effect he recovers 1 security card. And with Mastemon's other effect, he deletes my BT8 Greymon because the Digimon was played by an effect on his field. And it's back to me with 3 memory. I hatch another Koromon, I evolve Greymon into Greymon X Antibody for 0 cost, then I suspend Nokia to reduce the evolution cost of my Meton Greymon by 1. And with Meton Greymon's when digivolving effect I de-digivolve Mastemon, but sadly there's no target for his deletion effect. So I evolve Meton Greymon into Gaiamon for 5 memory, the Digimon Doru Greymon with its effect. And because it has Blitz, I attack Stanislav's Make Rockmon, since Metal Greymon allows me to attack unsuspended Digimon as well. And it's Vladislav's turn, but during his unsuspend phase, my Gaiamon unsuspends because he has Reboot as well. Vladislav moves Gallantmon into the battle area. And he evolves him into Gallantmon Crimson mode, which gets rid of all of our Digimon. Or at least it would, but I have Greymon X antibody in Gaiamon's evolution sources, meaning I can remove it and Greymon from my Gaiamon's evolution sources to prevent it from being deleted. And Stanislav was itching to start his turn because memory was at 1 on his side, but Vladislav reminded him he still has some effects to resolve. Namely, he gains back 1 memory because of Growlmon's inherited effect, and he gets to draw a card because of Gilmon's inherited effect, so it's still his turn. And he attacks my security with Crimson mode. And when he attacks, Stanislav and me trash the top card of our security stack. But since I don't have 10 cards in my trash yet, I don't have to trash any more security cards. So the next one is a regular security attack, and it checks a Black War Greymon. And Vladislav finishes his turn by playing a red memory boost, revealing the top 4 cards of his deck, which are War Growlmon from the Gallantmon starter deck, Gallantmon X Antibody, EX2 Gilmon, and the EX2 War Growlmon. He adds Gallantmon X Antibody to his hand, and the rest go to the bottom of his deck. And now Stanislav can finally start his turn, and he just plays Yuji Musya and passes to Stanislav. Stanislav moves Salamon to the battle area, and plays Calling from the Darkness, deleting his Salamon to return Mastemon and Gatomon to his hand. He plays Gatomon for 5 cost and suspend Meiko to gain back 1 memory, and with Gatomon's effect reveals the top 3 cards of his deck, which are Black Gatomon and 2 BT9 Salamons. He adds Black Gatomon in one of the Salamons to his hand, and the other Salamon goes to the bottom of his deck. At the start of my turn, I attack Vladislav with my Gaiamon with security attack +1, revealing 2 Gilmons in his security. Then I play a red memory boost of my own, revealing an Nokia, Promo Agumon, BT8 Metal Greymon, and an Agumon X Antibody, from which I add the Promo Agumon to my hand and the rest goes to the bottom of my deck. And during Vladislav's unsuspend phase, my Gaiamon unsuspends because of Reboot. Vladislav hatches a Gigimon, evolves it into Gilmon, and attacks Stanislav's security with the Crimson mode. So we all trash the top card of our security again, and now Stanislav has more than 10 cards in his trash, so he trashes another one. And for the security check, he reveals an Ordinamon, which has the same DP as Crimson mode, so unfortunately for Vladislav, it's deleted. So he ends his turn by playing a Takato, giving 2 memory to Stanislav. Stanislav finally evolves his Dorimon into the BT7 Dorumon, then into Dorugamon, and into another Doru Greymon, which ends his turn. Stanislav hatches a Yaramon, evolves it into the BT9 Salamon, and plays a Flame Hellsite, reducing my Gaiamon's DP by 6000, and playing Magna Angemon from his trash, and of course recovers a security card because of Magnamon's effect. At the start of my turn, I evolve Koromon into Agumon, then into the BT5 Greymon, and into Greymon X Antibody, after which I attack Stanislav's Gatomon with my Gaiamon, and I finish my turn by playing another red memory boost, revealing a Nokia again, a Marcus, a BT8 Agumon, and Agumon X Antibody. I take Agumon X Antibody because it's the only card I can add and put the rest at the bottom of my deck. And of course during Vladislav's unsuspend phase, my Gaiamon also unsuspends. Vladislav moves Gilmon to the battle area. He uses red memory boost's delay effect to gain 2 memory, putting him at 4, which is perfect because now he can warp Digimon Gilmon into a Gallantmon without ending his turn, and he evolves him into the Gallantmon from the starter deck. He again attacks me with Gallantmon with a security attack +1, revealing in my security a BT8 Agumon and an Agumon X Antibody. And he finishes his turn by evolving Gallantmon into Gallantmon X Antibody for 1 cost, which deletes my Gaiamon and Stanislav's Magna Angemon, And since Gallantmon is in its sources, we won't trash the top card of our security. Well, except me, because I don't have any. And since a Digimon was deleted, Vladislav suspends Takato to gain back 1 memory, and plays a Gilmon from the starter deck to end his turn. Stanislav moves Doru Greymon into the battle area. He evolves him into Dex Doru Greymon for 1 cost, and this time uses its when Digivolving effect. He discards Oryumon to gain back 1 memory. And he suspends Coolboy to gain an additional memory and draw a card. Next he activates the X Antibody option card and puts it under Dex Doru Greymon as its bottom Digivolution source, which triggers his inherited effect, which allows him to draw a card and gain 1 more memory. But I guess he still hasn't found what he's looking for, because he plays a black memory boost, revealing a Doru Greymon, a BT9 Dorumon, a BT7 Dorumon, and a Ryudamon. He puts Ryudamon to his hand and put the rest at the bottom of the deck. He then plays the Ryudamon and reveals from the top of his deck a BT9 Alphamon and 2 BT6 Alphamons. He finally got to them. He adds the BT9 Alphamon to his hand and puts the others to the bottom of his deck. He attacks Vladislav with Dex Doru Greymon, activates Yuji's effect by suspending him, and places Dorugamon as Dex Doru Greymon's bottom evolution source. Next he uses the inherited effect of X Antibody, which allows him to evolve Dex Doru Greymon into Alphamon, and with Alphamon's when Digivolving effect, he places the Oryumon from his trash as its bottom Digivolution source. And since Alphamon has +1 security attack, he checks 2 cards in Vladislav's security. And he also de-Digivolves Gallantmon X Antibody. And the checks are the Memory Setter Taikamiya and another Takato, so not that bad for Vladislav. But now it's Stanislav's turn and he moves Salamon into the battle area and immediately attacks Stanislav with it, revealing a Dorumon, which is weaker than Salamon, so Salamon survives. And for the first illegal play this game, Stanislav activates Flame Hellsight with no yellow cards on his field. He reduces Gilmon's DP by 6000, deleting him, and of course brings back Magna Angemon from his trash to recover another security card. And I start my turn with 3 memory. I move Greymon X Antibody to the battle area, suspend Nokia to reduce Metal Greymon's evolution cost by 1, with its when Digivolving effect I de-Digivolve Alphamon and delete Salamon. Next I use both of my memory boosts to gain back 4 memory, and I use those 4 memory to evolve into Black War Greymon, and with its effect I delete Ryudamon and Yuji. Then I attack Gallantmon, draw a card because of Koromon, and because the Digimon was deleted, my Black War Greymon unsuspends, and I finish my turn by playing the BT5 Agumon, revealing from the top of my deck a BT8 Greymon, the Promo Agumon, and Dark Gaia Force, and from them I can only add Greymon to my hand and the rest go to the bottom of my deck. Vladislav hatches a Gigimon, evolves it into Gilmon X Antibody, then into Groundmon, and Groundmon X Antibody, and finishes his turn by evolving into War Groundmon X Antibody. Stanislav hatches another Dorimon, evolves it into Ryudamon, uses his Black Memory boost to go to 4 memory, evolves Dex Doru Greymon into Oryumon, placing another Ryudamon as his bottom Digivolution source because of his when Digivolving effect, which also deletes my Agumon, and he gains a memory and draws a card. He attacks Stanislav with security attack +1, revealing a reinforcing memory boost and a Lucemon Chaos mode in the security, and he finishes his turn by playing a BT9 Dorumon, and with its own play effect he discards a Dex Doru Greymon to draw 2 cards. Stanislav hatches a Nyaramon, evolves it into the BT9 Salamon. Then he uses his reinforcing memory boost to go to 5 memory, and uses them all to evolve Magna Angemon into Mastemon, and with Mastemon's effect he puts Ordinemon in his security and gives it a good shuffle. Then he attacks Vladislav, checking his last security, and it's a Gilmon. And he finishes his turn by playing another Magna Angemon to recover another security and gives me 7 memory. I hatch a Koromon, evolve it into Agumon X Antibody, then into a BT-8 Greymon, and into Greymon X Antibody. And I attack Oriumon, which is back to 12,000 DP with my boosted Black War Greymon. And since Oriumon was deleted, Black War Greymon unsuspends. And I attack Vladislav with him and eliminate him from the game. Then I play the BT-8 Greymon for 5 cost and evolve it into Greymon X Antibody. I swear I'm only playing 4 of each. And I finish my turn by Dark Gaia forcing Dorumon, giving Stanislav 8 memory. Stanislav moves Rudamon to the battle area. Evolves it into Dorugamon, then into Dex Dorugamon, and activates its effect to discard a Dex Dorugamon to gain 1 memory, and suspends Schoolboy for an additional memory and a draw. Then he evolves into Dex Doru Greymon, and with its effect he discards another Dex Doru Greymon to gain back 1 memory. After which he evolves it into Alphamon, and with its when digivolving effect he puts Oriumon as the bottom evolution source. And de-digivolves my Black War Greymon. He attacks Stanislav's security, checking a Candlemon, and at the end of the battle, Alphamon unsuspends because of Oriumon's inherited effect. And it's a good thing he didn't de-digivolve my Digimon that has a blocker inherited effect, because then he attacks me and I block with Greymon X Antibody. And finally, he evolves Alphamon into Alphamon Oryuken, wanting to pay the full 7 memory cost, but we remind him that since he has Oriumon as a Digivolution source, it only costs 3. And when digivolving, Oryuken deletes my Metal Greymon and Stanislav's Mastemon. And I totally forgot I could use Greymon's X Antibody's inherited effect to save my Metal Greymon from being deleted. Oh well. Stanislav moves Salamon to the battle area. He attacks Stanislav with it and uses Nyaramon's inherited effect to draw a card and discard 1 card. And he discards Black Godumon. He checks a Yuji so Salamon is not deleted. And he finishes Stanislav off by attacking him directly with Magna Angemon, and thereby eliminating him from the game. After which he evolves Magna Angemon into Ophanimon Fall Down mode, which recovers 1 security for him, and it's off to me with 3 memory. I move Greymon X Antibody to the battle area. I suspend Nokia to reduce the evolution cost of the EX1 Metal Greymon by 1, and evolve into Black War Greymon, deleting Meiko and Salamon with its when digivolving effect, and it's off to Stanislav. Stanislav just attacks with Ophanimon, which I block with my Black War Greymon, but since they have the same DP, they are both deleted. And now Ophanimon's own deletion effect triggers, which allows Stanislav to play a level 4 or lower yellow or purple Digimon from his trash. And he plays the Black Gatomon from his trash, which has Rush, so he attacks me with it and eliminates me from the game, bringing him back to the winner's circle after 2 or so episodes. Congratulations Stanislav. And there you have it folks, it's only cheating if you get caught, which Stanislav wasn't. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this and see you next time. Bye!